There is a profound unease in the air this August. Do you feel that subtle weight around you? The headlines seem like scattered fragments, the world's rhythm offbeat. Many will say it's simply the usual flow of events, yet imagine sensing that all of this was sketched out centuries ago by an enigmatic visionary. That man went by Michel de Nostradamus, or simply Nostradamus. Hidden in his cryptic verses lies a disturbing warning. August of 2025 will not be an ordinary month. It will be the point of no return, the moment we cannot afford to miss. Before we delve into each clue, perform a simple gesture. If this call resonates with you, subscribe to the channel. Hit like and share so that more people awaken to these revelations. If you feel it echoing within you, consider supporting the channel as a member or even with a super thanks. Every contribution strengthens our work of revealing what many overlook. The hidden signal in the depths of time. Nostradamus was not a prophet of indiscriminate catastrophe. Trained as a physician, an astronomer, and a man of faith, he decoded patterns in the heavens and on earth, encoding them into verses of difficult interpretation to evade the Inquisition. Yet his attentive followers noticed he never erred in pointing to key dates. In his collection of 1555, there are over 900 quatrains about wars, revolutions, epidemics, and celestial phenomena. Among them, quatrain 1072 stands out. In the year 1999 and 7 months, from the sky will come a great king of terror. Rather than taking this as a single event in 1999, modern scholars suggest it marked the start of a countdown. From July of 1999 to August of 2025 completes a cycle of 26 years and 1 month, the exact period in which Nostradamus's prophetic system reaches its climax. The 26-year rhythm. What meaning lies in that span? In alchemical numerology, cycles of Saturn and solar alignments drive subtle or drastic transformations in humanity. Between 1999 and 2025, we observe events fitting together like puzzle pieces. Global terrorism rising with unprecedented force. Vladimir Putin's ascent to power, depicted by Nostradamus as a northern leader shrouded in secrecy. And since then, conflicts, pandemics, financial crises, and diplomatic realignments unfolding with almost ritual precision. Now, in 2025, we reach the foretold climax. Quatrain 246 speaks of great tribulation for humanity, followed by an even greater trial with rain, blood, milk, famine, steel, and plague, and fire dragging sparks across the sky. Many see this as a sequence of climate and health disasters, but perhaps it is the true portrait of August 2025. Fire in the heavens, famine on the land, and betrayals among nations shattering old alliances. August, a gateway of upheaval. It is no coincidence that so many historic transformations have occurred in this month. The atomic bombings of Japan, the collapse of the Soviet Union, the return of the Taliban. August has the power to turn the course of history overnight. Nostradamus in quatrain 983 mentions a sun burning in 20 degrees of Leo and a flame emerging from the center of the earth to break the silence where peace once lay. Today's landscape, climate chaos, economic instability, political distrust, and technological uncertainty fits this description perfectly. This August of 2025 may be the moment when the world's silence breaks under the force of systemic crisis. The fracture of the three powers. There is also the promise of a schism among three diplomatic brothers. In quatrain 815, Nostradamus warns of a great discord among three brothers, betrayed by hidden deals and bribes, where the third will fall while the others smile. Modern analysts suggest those brothers could be the United States, the United Kingdom, and France. Once united in military alliances, now on the verge of disintegration under global pressure. But this betrayal will not play out on a battlefield. It will come through energy contracts, discreet treaties, and barely announced strategic retreats. Many believe that August of 2025 will mark the beginning of this silent dissolution. The eclipse and the black sun. In April of 2024, a total eclipse crossed North America, which occult scholars linked to the black sun described in Nostradamus' almanacs, a darkening measured not in minutes but in memories. For ascetic traditions, such an event opens an energetic portal, signaling the countdown to August 2025. Since then, we have witnessed data blackouts, communications failures, erratic weather, and strange disappearances from the media cycle, as if the world were being pulled behind a vast curtain. The rise of the invisible empire. Nostradamus did not foretell only the end of old systems, but the emergence of a new dominion. In Quatrain 578, he describes a third power rising silent as dawn, without trumpet or flame, destined to surprise kings and nations. Today, many point to a techno-political coalition, a digital empire forged not by tanks or missiles, but by data networks, energy grids, digital identities, and virtual currencies, whose influence has already permeated ports, power infrastructure, and supply chains. August of 2025 would then be the moment this machinery steps out of the shadows, imposing irreversible conditions on the planet. Reversal instead of reset. There is the notion of a great reversal. Quatrain 140 warns that the false world will shine with silver lies, the old king dethroned, the fool crowned wise, as the masses trade freedom for illusions. Today we see extreme surveillance normalized, political manipulation through algorithms, and mass distraction by on-demand entertainment. If this is part of the prophecy, August of 2025 may be the instant those structures solidify beyond undoing. The divergence of consciousness. But Nostradamus also spoke of an inner transformation. In lesser-known letters, he suggested humanity would split between those driven by fear and materialism and those awakening to intuition and spiritual resilience. Quatrain 666 states that the veils will fall not by force, but by fatigue, and that the many will drink from poisoned wells while a few will tread unseen paths. August of 2025, esoteric scholars say, will be the decisive point of this bifurcation of consciousness.
The fragility of the global grid. Finally, there is the warning about the link between celestial events and Earth stability. In Quatrain 333, Nostradamus writes of mountains splitting not by gods but by wires, alluding to a massive power grid failure. Current speculation notes that solar cycle 25 is nearing its peak, potentially triggering coronal mass ejections capable of paralyzing satellites, data centers, and hyper-connected power networks. August of 2025 may confirm whether this prediction holds true. History's repeating echo. As a historical counterpoint, every August has brought decisive upheavals. World War I, the nuclear era, the Gulf War, financial crises, and regime collapses. Nostradamus observed this recurrence and saw August as a generational gateway opening every few decades, leading humanity to a new chapter, destructive or redemptive. The generation of 2025. In one of his most poetic quatrains, he describes a generation born from ashes amid smoke and silence, with eyes older than their years, destined to rebuild the world with the power of thought. This prophetic generation is said to be born or awakened amid the crises culminating in 2025, carrying ideas rather than armies to erect new paradigms. The decisive moment. Thus, August of 2025 may not bring a single cataclysm, but rather a subtle, irreversible accumulation of political, technological, and spiritual shifts that become impossible to reverse. Nostradamus did not offer a manual to escape disaster, but an invitation to prepare one's inner self. If this text has stirred something within you, share your insights in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and strengthen this community. Perhaps you were chosen to hear this warning.